already know just where I be, dog. I ain't being cocky, but Philly what I'm reppin'. Watch me check it like it's hockey. I ain't tryna get it twisted. If you get it, then you got me. If you with it, cool. If not, I'll treat you like a Tamagotchi. I'ma let you down point. Yeah, I never disappoint.
What's going on, guys? JHoyt back with you today. Welcome back to some Call of Duty Black Ops 4. We're playing some Control. I think this map's called Frequency. I'm not 100% sure, but we got some Control in the background for you. So if you guys follow competitive Call of Duty, you guys will know that CWL Las Vegas is this weekend. It's actually starting today as I'm recording this. So it is 2:30 right now. It's almost 2:30. And hopefully I will get it up before the first matches start. But I wanted to go over some kind of power rankings and kind of some predictions going into the event. So obviously this is the first event with, you know, the new rosters, the 5v5 rosters, you know, lots of new organizations coming into the scene, and you absolutely love to see it. But you know, I kind of have a top 10, but I really only have a top 5 because the other 5 that I have, you know, in my top 5 are kind of just there. So let's just start out with, you know, seed 10, or I guess pick 10, power ranking 10, whatever you want to call it. And it is going to be G2. So G2, new organization this year, is a team of Blastful, Ricky, Chino, Decimate, and Facento. This team, you know, it seems to be a decent team. You know, I've seen a little bit of them. You know, they seem to be a decent team, not really an awful team. So I kind of put them in my 10th position. The 9th ranked team, in my opinion, right now going into Vegas is Splyce. Now, Splyce, I've seen a little bit from. They seemed really good at the start of the game, like one of the best teams. I feel like they kind of dropped off a little bit, you know, once teams started to figure them out, and now they haven't really done that well recently. And, you know, I haven't really seen, you know, a lot of, you know, great things from them. I've seen some decent things from them. And, you know, some teams are playing them close, but, you know, a lot of teams end up just passing them and just beating them on a consistent basis. But Splyce, normally a European organization, this year is led by Jerd, but then followed by North American players with Accuracy, Looney, Aqua, and Temp. So a complete kind of leftover squad, in my opinion. But, you know, 9th place for Splyce. 8th place in the power rankings is Faze Clan. Now, Faze Clan, you know, is always a strange team because they've stayed the same for basically, what is it, like a year or two now. And, you know, they're a good team, but then they're also kind of like super inconsistent. So if you guys don't remember the Faze Clan roster, it's Zuma, Attach, Replays, Parista, and their new 5th in Methods. You know, like I said, it's going to be a good team, but can they stay consistent and be at the top? 7th place on my list is Red Reserve. Now, Red Reserve usually would be pretty higher, being the #1 European team, but I haven't really seen too much from them, honestly. I mean, I know I've seen OpTic play them, you know, a couple times, but other than that, I haven't really seen, you know, some results from them, and, you know, I haven't really seen too much from them. They stayed quiet, you know, for the most part to start this game. So I have them listed as 7th right now. However, they could easily be in the top 5. But the new Red Reserve roster is the same roster from last year, just added with Bance. So it's Bance, Joe, Rated, Zero, and Scraps. So although, you know, usually they'd be higher, right now they're in 7th. So this team is a team like Splyce that started out really, really well and then kind of dropped off recently. It was Spacely's team. Now it is Str8 Rippin. And Str8 Rippin is Spacely, Major Maniac, Nagafen, Havoc, and Mox. Now this is kind of like a leftovers team as well. You know, I don't see them staying, you know, in the top 5, even in the top 10 this year. I mean, they'll definitely be probably like a top 12 team. But right now, I just don't see them doing anything more than that. You know, according to the top 5 right now, we have kind of a stacked top 5. Starting off the top 5 for myself for this year, going into Vegas, is Luminosity Gaming. Now, Luminosity Gaming, you know, now has the core 3, you know, Slayer group, which is what a lot of teams did this year. But the team is Slacked, John, Formal, Gunless, and Classic. Now this team is very interesting. You know, you got 3 main Slayers, 3 kind of supports on there, or 2 supports. And this team overall looks great on paper, but how will they translate that to LAN? I don't know. You know, a lot of good games back and forth. You know, I watched a little bit of them, but you know, they seem to be, you know, pretty good and kind of a little bit more consistent than some of the other teams. Now in 4th place for the power ranking is Team Envy. I guess they just go by Envy now, but is the defending world champions. They transferred over from Evil Geniuses after they won world champs, and they added the young gun in Hook. So the team is Hook, Aches, Apathy, Assault, and Silly. Now personally, I don't think this was the best team in World War II. You know, the fact that they won champs was very surprising. But, you know, they add Hook onto the team, and, you know, a very good player in his own right. Now he has some leadership behind him. So, you know, can they consistently be at the top this year? Or will they fall down to the bottom and kind of be just another average team? But Envy in the 4th position. Now the top 3 are probably no question if you guys know the teams left. But in 3rd place, I have 100 Thieves. So Nadeshot's organization is now back in the scene, I guess I'll call it, with the roster of Kenny, Pharaoh, Octane, Slasher, and Enable. This team looks great on paper. They started out great. Kind of dropped off a little bit recently to the 2nd place team, but this team should be pretty good. In 2nd place, we have EUnited. Now this one, EUnited was kind of the fan favorite at last year's champs when OpTic got knocked out. And, you know, this is probably my 2nd favorite team in the CWL. Now, obviously, you guys know who my favorite team is. EUnited is definitely 2nd with the roster of Arcides, Pristini, Clayster, JCap, and Abizi. This roster, you know, they took a core 3, you know, and just added a couple of key pieces on the, you know, on this team. And they created a very good team on paper. You know, they just pre-land OpTic as well. So I know they did look pretty good there. However, will it translate to land? I guess we'll see. But if you guys know me and know I'm not just calling this, you know, a bias, you know, list or anything. But of course, at the top, number 1 is OpTic Gaming. Now, obviously, this team is my favorite team. But they've won pretty much everything they've played in so far. I mean, the 2 2Ks they won, and then they won every Pro Down challenge since then. And overall, they've looked amazing. I mean, their S&D is, you know, looked crazy. Their respawn looks tip-top. And then with the additions of Dashy and TJ Haley, they just look like more of a complete team with the core 3 Slayers. Bring back the core 3 veterans in Scump, Crim6, and Karma. Add the young guns of TJ Haley and Dashy. And this team looks to be tip-top. You know, as long as they come and, you know, keep their performance from online to LAN, this team will be untouchable in the first event. They did play teams close, but this should be a great event nonetheless. But let me know, what are your guys' predictions for CWL Vegas down in the comment section below. You know, what are your power rankings going? What are your teams to watch, players to watch, whatever you guys want to talk about. I'll definitely be answering, you know, any comments down there. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up here. I would definitely want overtime on this one, and I apologize for that. But I wanted to get this one up, talk about everything I needed to, and then get the video done. But like I said, this is it for me today. If you did enjoy, hit the like button down below. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button. And as always, guys, we'll see you next time.